We're going to talk about the main game today, which is the Nebraska Northwestern game. The Austin P with Western Kentucky should be starting at any second. I don't know if we're going to have it back there in the background or not. We're not sure what channel is playing today. But so, how are you feeling today? You excited for football?
I'm feeling good, yeah. I've been waiting ever since February for football to come back, so it's great to come back. I know there's no ranked games happening, but football's football, so I'm excited regardless.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Yeah, me too. If it's a football game going, I watch it pretty much. We have our favorite teams, and you might see some of the stuff back there. I have the Steelers there for NFL, and the Gators is the university I graduated from, so I root for them, win or lose. So anyway, let's talk about the first game that's about to start. Austin P and Western Kentucky. I mean, this is one of those games that most people are not gonna be interested in watching unless you are from one of these schools. Have you know anything about any of these two teams?
So, Western Kentucky last year, they had a very good quarterback who actually set the record for pass touchdowns and passing yards. So they don't have him anymore. He got drafted to the Patriots. But I don't know. Maybe the coaching staff develops somebody that is similar to that. So maybe they're an exciting team to watch. That's all I know about them. So.
And that's why I have the college football enthusiast with me. This is a person that has a better memory than me, remembers all kinds of things that happen. And so we're going to have him here as the co host on the show. Little by little, I will kind of say hi to whoever comes online. So far, we have Texas Piper. He said he likes our setup here for game day. Yeah, we've been wanting to have this setup where we can watch at least 3 games at the same time. We actually have a fourth TV on the side.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in
yeah.
case.
There's some weeks where we're action packed, so we gotta be ready.
Just in case, we are ready. So you can tell we love college football for sure. So yeah, thank you Texas Piper for that. So I picked Western Kentucky to win this first game versus Austin P. Again, we're trying to get them on the monitors, but some of these games, there are some channels that are kind of weird and strange, so we may not be able to get that one. Normally, what we'll do is we'll do the show, and then we'll kind of stay on until Corso does the pick and puts his hat, and that usually starts the first game, and that's when we'll end our show. For you guys who are subscribed to the channel, you'll see that before Lady Fire put a video about a cool appetizer. If you haven't watched it, just go back and watch it. We'll try to sometimes put one of those right before the show, just so you guys have something kind of fun to maybe look forward to making and make your family gatherings a little bit more fun. So Texas says Western Kentucky is favored by 32.5.
Yeah.
Now, some of these games, guys, for you guys that like to bet, when they have those big spread, sometimes people pick the other team just because they might be closer. They're just the first game of the season.
Yeah, so you never know.
And talking about that, it's going to be our next game, really the game that most people are going to watch, which is Nebraska and Northwestern. And this game is not even in the United States.
It's in Ireland.
It's in Ireland. They're having fun in the pubs there, and people are just, the Nebraska fans especially, I think they came in full force. So that's going to happen at 12:30. And that's, like I said, that's actually the game for today. Those are the teams that most people know about. Who do you like? Who do you like for that game? Tell me.
Well, I'm hoping for Nebraska because I just feel pity for Nebraska. Last season they were 3-9, but I'm not sure if all but one or all of those losses came within a touchdown, within one possession. So yeah, I feel bad for them because they haven't been relevant in a long time, and I've heard Nebraska fans are some of the most loyal fans, and it would be nice for them to get back to it.
And for their coach.
And for their coach, yeah, if they don't make a bowl game, I can almost guarantee that their coach is done for.
So earlier in the week, I saw they were favorites by 13 points. Let me tell you, this coach, he left a team that was undefeated. You know, the UCF, the University of Central Florida, and went to Nebraska, his alma mater. He was a quarterback there, and since he's been there, it's been a disaster. I mean, these teams, I don't know if they have had any winning seasons.
No, yeah, they haven't.
They've just been a disaster. So we feel this is his last chance for you Nebraska fans. You probably agree. If they don't do good this year, I think Frost is his last name.
Scott Frost. Yeah.
He's out, so he might even stay in Ireland. He might just not come back if he loses today. But so we'll see how he does. It might be a lot tighter than people think. Actually, some of the betting people are actually taking Northwestern because of the 13-point spread. They're putting a bet on that game. So one game, definitely a game to watch. Again, it's only going to be on in a few minutes, 12:30. We're probably going to have it back there, but by that time we're probably going to be closing the show so we can watch it and you guys can watch it. So I'm going to say hi to a few more people here. I see Matthew picking and piping. My Alabama friend there is on, and little Piper Todd. How are you? I hope you're doing fine today. And for you guys to see this video afterwards, that you're not here, if you guys have a team that's your favorite team, please let me know in the comments so that we can try to cover that team on the future shows. We don't want to leave your team out. And also, whatever opinion here counts. If you feel a team sucks, that's fine. You say it, and we can talk about it. This is an open forum, so everybody can talk. And yeah, that's right. Someone said that that the closest loss for the Nebraska team questions about the coaching, right? Because usually, if you lose by a bunch, it might be that your team you just don't have the team. But when you lose a lot of close games, people first look at the coach and say, well, what could he done different there? That maybe he would have won some of those games. So again, Scott Frost is on the chopping block. If he doesn't win today, things might get ugly. They might fire him before the season's over. Sometimes they do that.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah. So I'm taking your pick is also going to be Nebraska.
Yeah, just hoping. Yeah, I mean they on paper they have the better team, so they should win the game. But last year, I'm very certain they had a week 0 game against Illinois, and they just blew it.
And they lost exactly.
Yeah.
So Northwestern is no cakewalk. I suspect this is gonna be a closer game that those 13 points. So, guys, that might be a good bet there for you guys who like to do that. So at 3:30 we have another game. Is Idaho State versus UNLV. I'm gonna run through some of these games. I know a lot of you guys are not gonna watch them that much because they are not the stellar games, but I'm picking UNLV on that one. You have any opinions on that game?
Out of all the games, this is maybe the one I know the least about. I'll pick UNLV because I've heard of them before, but I think it's still worth a watch because it's football and it's the first game of the season, so it could be a close game. It could be a very good game. Sometimes the best games you hear about like a couple days later, and those are the schools that you've never heard about.
Yeah,
so.
They go to 3 overtimes and
yeah, just insane.
Something crazy.
Yeah, I'm picking UNLV as well, but I mean, who knows? Who knows what could happen?
So at 4, we have on FS1, we have Connecticut versus Utah State. Now there's something here about Utah State that's important. They will face Alabama. That's their second game. So Matthew, I know you're here with us. That's gonna be your team to look because Alabama will be playing them next. Now they're not an elite team from some of the other ones, but who knows? We have to watch them and see how they do versus Connecticut. I'm picking them. I'm picking Utah State on that game.
Yeah, I'm picking Utah State because I was catching up on all the bowl games last year. Cause sometimes watching like the bowl games of last year, you see you get a little preview of the teams going into this year. So and I watched them and they looked good. They looked better than UConn. Sadly, UConn has been one of the worst college football programs like of the last year. Sadly, so
So this year's a chance for maybe some of these colleges to redeem themselves.
yeah.
Then also at 4 o'clock on BTN, we'll have Wyoming versus Illinois. Now Illinois had an interesting year last year.
Yeah.
You know they had some chances to do some things well, but they just didn't. They came up short. I think they started winning. That's the game that you talked
they beat
about.
Nebraska, yes.
And then after that, they just kind of came up short. I'm picking them obviously to win this game. I think they're the better team there versus Wyoming. Who you like?
I'm gonna go with Illinois as well, just because they're a Big Ten team. So I would assume that they have more talent and maybe more depth, and maybe better quality players. And yeah, I remember a game from last year that was just insane. An insane upset was Illinois went to 9 overtimes with Penn State. So that was a crazy game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they changed the overtime rules, so the overtime's like shorter, but yeah, still 9 overtimes is a lot.
Some of those games can be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Then at 5 p.m. on the ACC network, we have Duquesne against Florida State. Now, Florida State is our rivals here for the
Yeah.
Gator fans.
Mm-hmm.
And, they have a lot to show for because they have not been doing very well at all this past 50 years. So, of course, this should be an easy game for them. It's more about seeing what they got, and especially the receivers are some of their strengths from what I hear. I'm obviously picking Florida State on this one.
Yeah, Florida State. This should be a kind of a warm up game because next week on a Sunday night they actually play LSU. So this would be a good maybe a harder scrimmage for them than playing themselves. So.
Oh yeah, they got to prepare for that LSU game. That should be a pretty good game there.
Yes. Yeah.
At 7 on the CBS Sports Network, we have Charlotte versus Florida Atlantic. Again, two lesser teams. I'm going with Florida Atlantic on this one. Definitely, they have a little more experience. Their conference a little tougher than Charlotte. Anybody you like?
I'm gonna go with FAU because they to start the season last year the Gators actually played them.
Okay.
So I mean the Gators won that game, but I don't know. I always pull for the in-state.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll go for them.
One other in-state game will happen after that at 8:15 on ACC Network. We have Florida A&M versus North Carolina. Now in this game, I'm not picking the Florida team. I'm picking
Neither.
North Carolina. They have actually a great coach, and it's one of those teams that people expected a little more. On paper, they have some great players, but they came up short. So this year, we'll see. They might surprise some people for sure. Who do you like?
I definitely have North Carolina, but I just feel kind of bad for Florida A&M because they were 20 of their players were deemed ineligible to play, so they're traveling there without most of their players. So kind of feel bad for them, but I'm still gonna go for North Carolina because I think they're gonna win.
Yeah,
So
this
that's my pick.
might be a lopsided game there.
Yeah.
So we have Steph and Skip here with us. That's actually Steph writing, and she said I should label the TV Skip Sports Window. So does Skip like this type of setup? Is he a sports fan? I don't know if he is. So let me know, Steph, and let me know what is your guys' favorite team if you have one, or if Skip has a favorite team. And again, all of you guys out there that are listening, or if you see this on replay, give me your team. Tell me what teams you're rooting for. That way we can research them and then talk about them next Saturday. Again, we're gonna try to be here around 11 o'clock with game day on the background, and then when Corso puts his hat and the game start, then we'll stop. All right. So Steph says she's not letting her husband see this because they'll end up with three more TVs. Yeah, it's just one room that my wife was kind enough to let me make this room how I want it. One day I'll do a little kind of show you the room. Right now it's still some things are still kind of in the works, but I have Star Wars on that wall, and I have a arcade over there, and I'll give you guys a little tour one of these days for sure. All right, so now we have a 9 p.m. and this game, interesting enough, it doesn't even have a channel that they're gonna show it on. Don't know why, but it's North Texas versus UTEP, and I'm picking the green team here, North Texas. They like to wear green.
Yeah, they're pretty colors. I'm actually picking. I'm gonna pick a UTEP because, like I said,
our first disagreement. Okay.
Because I went to see like I said, the bowl games before today, just to catch up on what I missed in the final games of the season. And UTEP, they put up a good fight against. Not really. I'm a little shaky on who they played, but I remember they weren't too bad, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go for them, and that's a game that a lot of people are saying will be one of the closer ones of today. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, maybe we find a way to watch it. I don't know.
And the last two games of the night, 10 p.m. on ESPN2. So actually, most people will be able to see this one. It's gonna be Nevada versus New Mexico State. An important tidbit here that I kind of saw is that New Mexico State has done terrible in opening games. For some reason, they have one of the worst records.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Now they're always fun to watch, but I'm gonna pick Nevada on this one because of history. Who do you like?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Nevada. I don't know too much about them. I know last year they had a good quarterback. I think he went to the draft. I'm not really sure what team he's on, but also I remember last year in the bowl game they had like a really tall quarterback, like very tall. So it doesn't really say much, but I think I'll pick Nevada just because, like you said, New Mexico State.
Probably at that time of the night, the North Carolina game might be, finishing, so that might be a good game to watch. And then the last game, and I'm actually going to watch this one.
Yeah.
It's at 10:30, and it's in Hawaii, and it's at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt plays Hawaii, and Vanderbilt is in the SEC. They have not been a good team, but they have been getting better and better and better and better every year. So I think the favorite was Hawaii, but I'm picking Vanderbilt actually to kind of continue improving. I think it's going to be a challenge for them, and they have a lot to prove to win outside of the SEC because the SEC is really tough for them. Who do you like?
That's a tough one actually because I don't know how the game will play out, but I think it should be Vanderbilt, but I think amongst the other games that one might be the closest between that the North Texas game and the Nebraska game. I think that's another one that'll be very close.
So actually, Steph says that no New Mexico State is her college, but that the football team sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Well, sorry about that, but they're fun to watch. Actually, I do watch. Some of the games usually come late at night,
Yeah.
and they're just a fun team to watch. I think they have great fans, and who knows, they just have a bad streak on the first game. Now this is week 0, so we'll see. I don't know why they mean week 0. It's like it doesn't count.
Yeah, but it does. It does.
But I mean, there's how many games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. I mean, that should count for something.
Yeah,
So
of course.
now next week is week 1.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna be lots more games. There's gonna be teams that are definitely kind of more important when you talk about the playoff picture. So we're gonna go over those. But we wanted to give you a little preview of the Thursday games. There's actually going to be Thursday and Friday games this week that, of course, we won't be able to cover when we cover on Saturday. So let's turn to you. What are some of the games we don't have to go over all of them, but what are some of the games that you're looking forward to for Thursday and Friday?
Well, the top game that I'm looking forward to on Thursday is the Backyard Brawl. The Backyard Brawl is West Virginia versus Pittsburgh, and
Oh,
actually there'll be a game day on Thursday, which is very interesting. And that's a rivalry that I hear spans back. They've played more than 100 times, and it's a very close rivalry because West Virginia, they used to be, I'm pretty sure they used to be in the ACC, so they would get those in-state, I mean those like close by games like against Pittsburgh,
hmm.
against West Virginia. I mean, against Virginia Tech and against Virginia. So
Oh, I didn't know that. So the backyard brawl, is that what
the
they call?
backyard brawl,
Oh,
yes.
okay. So I will root for Pittsburgh again. I root for the Steelers, so I'm gonna root for them on that game. But West Virginia last year and almost every year they're a very good team.
Yeah, they always put up a fight, so you
Yeah.
can never count them out.
Now Pittsburgh, the problem with them is that now they don't have the quarterback. That was the
Yeah,
main. They were scoring 70 points last year,
yeah.
and they don't have that. So they're gonna be a very different team. Even though I'm rooting for them, if I were to pick a team, I think probably West Virginia is gonna take that game. All right, who else? What else we got?
Another game that none of them is ranked, but I feel like down the season definitely will be is Penn State versus Purdue. Penn State, it's usually pretty good, and last year I think they were very good, and then some injuries like derailed their season. But Purdue surprisingly was very hectic last year. They knocked out a bunch of top 5 teams, and one of the best bowl games of last year was Purdue versus Tennessee. They really went down to the wire. One of the best games I've ever seen. So Purdue, they were fun to watch. So that's gonna be a fun game to watch. I definitely think Penn State will win, but I mean that one should be a fun one
All
for
right.
sure.
Well, yeah, Penn State's usually down to the wire to be considered for the playoff. But Purdue is a team that a lot of people don't give it credit, and they're giant killers.
Yeah, they always take
Every,
down top teams somehow.
every year they find a way, and they beat a very good team. So they could start the season surprising and beating Penn State. Although unlikely, they're definitely a team to watch. Who else do we got?
Who else is some ranked teams are playing? Number 12, Oklahoma State is playing Central Michigan, and that does sound like Oklahoma State is gonna blow them out.
The
But
Cowboys.
yes, the
The
Cowboys.
Cowboys, yes.
But I remember a couple years back, I think it was to start the season, Oklahoma State maybe played Central Michigan, the one they're playing Thursday, or another Michigan team, but they actually got upsetted by that team, and that was a crazy game. So.
No, I'm
Sure.
picking them. I that's
No, I'm
another
picking Oklahoma
that's
State
another
for sure.
fun team to watch from the beginning. When they do their run there into the field, and it's I love their colors. They're just a fun team. So Oklahoma State. Actually, I root for them in many of the games that I see.
Yeah, me too.
For some reason, I don't know why, but I kind of like them.
I like their mascot and their colors.
Yeah,
They're pretty.
I know. I know. Who else do we have?
Well, the first SEC team starts their season. It's the first SEC game. Thursday, Tennessee plays Ball State. They'll probably take care of business, but for the first time in a long time, Tennessee fans are excited because
They have a team.
yeah, they have a team.
They actually have a team.
They have a very good quarterback who I mean I could break down the stats, but he was just outstanding. So they have something to look forward to. A lot of people, Tennessee fans, I mean, are pushing for him to be Heisman. They really believe in him. So
Well, Tennessee, has been disappointing their fans a lot, and
yeah,
but maybe this is their year. They have a great band and marching band and all that.
oh yeah,
I've always heard it's one of the best, and it's something to definitely go and see one day. But their team just hasn't been doing that well.
mm,
I don't know if you notice, my partner in crime here, my co-host is under the weather, but he was so excited about doing this. So if you see him coughing and all that, because he's been sick.
yeah.
But he wanted to be here, and we wanted to make this happen. Hopefully next week he'll be much better, so
Hopefully, yes.
that he can be here again. We want him here at every show. we might have some special guests sometimes show up. Maybe Lady Fire will pop her head on some of the shows, and my other son might be here too. He said, so we'll see. We have something every Saturday to kind of look forward to. And for you guys who haven't seen it, again, there was a video before this one. It was Lady Fire making a football shaped dip, and let me tell you, we had it, and it was
Yeah,
good.
it was great.
It was really filling. I mean, because it's bread, obviously, and so watch that video if you're interested in. It's actually very easy, and if you want to impress someone, to make this in the shape of a football, definitely is a video to watch. All right. So what else? What else do we have here?
So, there's one other ranked team playing, Wake Forest, and they'll probably take care of business, but they don't have their quarterback for his situation's a little strange. It's a injury that didn't happen like related to football, so hopefully he comes back because they're one of the most exciting teams last year, but yeah, they're the last ranked team to play. There's some other games, but
How about Friday?
on Friday, we have Michigan State playing. They're playing Western Michigan, and they'll probably win that game, but could be a good game. It's an in-state game, so you never know.
Well, and it's a chance for us and everyone to see what Michigan State got. They ranked them. How high did they rank them? To start?
15.
15. So, at the end, it's between the Michigan State, the Michigan, and the Ohio State, usually for that conference there.
Yeah.
So, this is a chance to take a look and see how they are looking. Let's see. Sam Online came here and he said, "Good to see you back. Almost missed it." Well, this was kind of one of those, again, it's week 0. So, one of those kind of, we just wanted to get in here and kind of tell you guys that we're going to be here most Saturday mornings. We'll let you know if we're not going to be here. We'll be going to some games. The first game we're going is at 7 o'clock at night, so it's not going to affect this at all. But when we're out and about, we of course, we either cancel the show or we might pre-record it. We never know. But anyway, this is to share some time with you guys, and probably no one else in the family likes to hear us talk so much about football, so we talk with you. And that way.
It's an excuse.
we got someone to talk to. So please share it back. Talk to us. Comment down below. Tell us about your favorite team. Tell us about a game that you're looking forward to. That way we can cover it. And join us. Join us here on Saturday morning so we can have a little more of you guys share some time with us. For sure. We plan to do this too. Looking forward to the future. When we have the World Cup, I think that's gonna be fun.
Yes, yeah.
And maybe we can do something similar with the TVs. We can't have the volume on because if we do, then they cut out the live because it's like we're transmitting something. So it has to be all volumes have to be off. But we could have games going in the background for sure, as long as they're silent. So thank you, Sam. Thank you for the thumbs up there, and Texas Piper and Matthew and everyone that has shown up. Keep showing up and giving us your comments. Anything else that you think is of interest to people? Of course, our team, the Gators, play next week. We'll tell you a little bit more about that.
Looking forward to it.
They play Utah, right?
Utah, yes.
Which is a very tough team. I think the Utah's ranked number 8.
Number 7.
Number
yeah,
7. So we'll have a really tough team ahead of us for our first game. Actually, you're going to the game, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm going. And looking forward to it because, yes, they're number 7 and we're not ranked. But when a team comes into the Swamp, the Gators always have a chance. The Swamp is one of the most...
So the noisiest?
One of the noisiest. The fans are some of the most rowdiest. And... there's always a winning chance, no matter what the expectations are on us when a team comes into the Swamp.
Yeah. So next week again, there's gonna be a lot more key matchups and games. Join us. If you like college football, then we'll be here for you guys. And again, it's you guys making the comments and talking with us. That's what's gonna make this show the best. So until next Saturday, we'll say adieu.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All